I want to dive into another story. And this is, we're going to open this up with a clip that you've probably seen before talking about Kathy Hochul's communist spy staff member, chief of staff, no less. But then we're going to dive in with a tweet from Dan Bongino, deputy director of the FBI, which I think is absolutely great to see. Let's go, because this story, I don't think, should go away. Hopefully it will not go away. And hopefully it will end up with lots of chrome bracelets. Let's check this out. In the meantime, please like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share Courageous Media with everybody that you know. Here we go.
I think, when people say diversity and inclusion, I think everybody agrees, or most people generally agree that it's a good thing, right? But I think...
No, I do not agree that it's a good thing. Absolutely not. DEI is a complete and utter train wreck. Diversity for diversity's sake is horrible. Diversity, when it rolls about as a result of a meritocracy, is absolutely fantastic.
Right now, we also need to bring in the word equity, right? Diversity is when you say that there's, many different types of people with different backgrounds, and they're all, invited to the table. Inclusion is when, we include all of their ideas. But equity is when we make sure that all of the people who are at the table have equal access to making sure that their ideas and their thoughts are heard.
Now, equity to you is when you actually give people equal outcomes. But this is the chief of staff who has now been, for Kathy Hochul, who has now been charged, get this, charged with a crime. She has been charged with acting as an undisclosed agent of the People's Republic of China and the Communist Chinese Party. So she's being charged under FARA, which is the Foreign Agent Registration Act. But what I want you to see is this. Here's Bongino's tweet preceding this. The director and I are absolutely committed to cleaning up the plague of public corruption. We are also committed to weeding out CCP scheming and illicit influence in campaigns. Corrupt public officials are on notice. This case is not even the beginning of the beginning. You know who we are, you know who you are, and so do we. And I'll say again, we are absolutely not asking for anyone's trust. We are in the results business, and the trust will come as the results materialize. Bookmark this tweet. You will see. God bless America and those who defend her. Go, Danny Boombots. Go get these people, please. There are so many Chinese communist spies replete within the Democrat Party and within the Rhino wing of the Republican Party. We need to get rid of all of them, and they need to end up in prison along with those who hired them. Now, let's keep diving into this story. Here we got the New York Post article, ex-Hochul and Cuomo. So she worked for both of them. Now, remember that she was a lesser aide for Cuomo. She was not Cuomo's chief of staff. She was Hochul's chief of staff, accused of working as a Chinese foreign agent. She was a Chinese spy embedded in Democrat New York politics. Now, she's not the only one. Remember, there have been Chinese spies tied to a numerous amount of Democrat politicians, Waltz also being one. But don't forget these amazing names that have all been linked to at least one Chinese spy: Swalwell, Judy Chu, Ro Khanna. They were all in bed, literally and figuratively, with Fang Fang. I mean, I cannot believe that these people have been allowed to remain in Congress. They should have been ousted at the first get-go. I mean, frankly, what Johnson ought to do is basically censure and unseat both Swalwell and Ro Khanna, all three of them. If they had Chinese ties to Chinese spies, get rid of them. Force another election in their home districts. Yeah, they'll elect another Democrat, but there has to be real material losses. So this is why I am excited about Dan Bongino absolutely going after these people. I hope he destroys each and every one of them. Find out who's got Chinese spies in their midst, and let's prosecute them. Not only the Chinese spies, but the people who have been giving them information, whether knowingly or unknowingly. They have been disclosing classified information to these people, and there need to be real material losses. Loss of prestige, loss of power, loss of money, and where appropriate, loss of freedom.